Picture this, a spooky Halloween night. The air is crisp, and the streets are lined with eerie decorations. The wind howls, owls hoot, and a witch soars across the moonlit sky on her trusty broomstick. It's a scene straight out of a classic Halloween tale. Classic, right? But have you ever wondered why witches choose brooms as their preferred mode of transportation? It is a curious choice, isn't it? Why not a magical carpet or a giant bat? Both seem like they could be equally magical and mysterious. Well, my curious friends, gather round. Let's unravel the spooky truth behind this iconic image. There is more to it than meets the eye. We will dig into history, folklore, and maybe even a few spooky tales along the way. The origins of this image are steeped in mystery and intrigue. Buckle up, it is going to be a wild ride. We are about to embark on a journey through time and legend. It is like trying to imagine a cowboy without a horse or a vampire without his fangs. Some images are just inseparable from their characters. The image of a witch on a broomstick is ingrained in our minds, a symbol as old as time. It is a part of our cultural fabric. But what's the story? Why a broom? Let's find out. The answer might just surprise you. Believe it or not, our journey starts with a little bit of botany. Yes, the humble study of plants, which holds more secrets than you might think. See, back in the day, certain plants were, let's say, popular for their, shall we say, mind-altering properties. These plants were not just for decoration or simple remedies. They had a much more intriguing role. And guess what was readily available and perfect for making handy-dandy ointments? You got it, plants. These natural ingredients were the basis for many concoctions that were believed to have magical properties. One infamous concoction was made with herbs like belladonna, henbane, and datura. These plants were known for their potent effects and were often used in various mystical practices. These plants were not just dangerous, they were downright enchanting, in a very literal sense. To absorb these trippy potions, witches would rub them on, wait for it, their broomsticks. Yes, you heard that right. The broomstick was not just a mode of transportation, but also a tool for applying these magical ointments. Now, before you go grabbing your cleaning supplies, remember, these were different times. The broomstick was a symbol of the mystical and the unknown, not just a household item. We are talking about a time when people believed in magic and blamed their neighbor's goat for a bad hair day. Superstitions ran wild, and anything out of the ordinary was often attributed to witchcraft. So, naturally, they thought witches were flying when, in reality, they were probably just, really, really high. The line between reality and fantasy was often blurred, leading to some very interesting stories and beliefs. As the stories go, witches would straddle their brooms, apply their special ointments, and off they'd go on psychedelic journeys. These flights were not just about getting high. They were about connecting with spirits, communing with nature, and maybe causing a little mischief along the way. The image of a witch flying on a broomstick became deeply intertwined with these tales. It was a symbol of their power, their connection to the unseen, and, let's be honest, a little bit of rebellion against the norm. These stories spread like wildfire, passed down through generations, becoming ingrained in our collective imagination. Even today, the image of a witch on a broomstick sends shivers down our spines, a reminder of a time when magic and folklore ruled the night. Speaking of witches flying on brooms, just as trivia, the earliest known depiction of a witch on a broomstick first appeared in Martin Lefranc's manuscript, Le Champion des Dames, The Defender of Ladies, in 1451. In the French poet's manuscript are two drawings. One woman soars through the air on a broom, the other flies on a plain white stick. Now, let's not forget the role of good old-fashioned paranoia. It was a powerful force that shaped many beliefs and actions throughout history. Back in the day, people were quick to cry, "Witch," at the drop of a pointy hat. The mere suspicion of witchcraft could turn neighbors into enemies and communities into battlegrounds of fear and accusation. If a woman was independent, had knowledge of herbs, or, heaven forbid, owned a cat, she was basically a witch in the making. These women, often healers or midwives, were feared and misunderstood, their skills and independence seen as threats to the societal norms of the time. And since everyone knew witches flew on broomsticks, well, it is not hard to see how the image became even more popular. The broomstick became a symbol of their supposed nocturnal escapades and magical journeys. It was a way to explain the unexplainable, to give a face, or at least a pointy hat, to their fears. The dark, mysterious forest and the shadowy figure in a pointy hat became the embodiment of all that was feared and misunderstood. So, there you have it. a potent mix of folklore, psychedelic plants, and a dash of societal anxiety, all coming together to create one of the most enduring images in history. These elements combine to form a narrative that has persisted through the ages, evolving but never disappearing. The witch on a broomstick, a symbol of both fear and fascination, continues to capture our imaginations centuries later. From Halloween decorations to blockbuster movies, the image of the witch remains a powerful and enduring icon in our culture.
Thank you for watching. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. We do like to know and hear your feedback. And if you have the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can get early access to our videos and where we post bonus material. Till next time, this is Geeky Tidbits saying cheers and have a good day.